Half-Shell Oyster House offers award-winning cuisine and service. Named TripAdvisor Best Top 10 Small Chains in the United States. Voted Best Seafood in Mississippi Magazine 8 times. You can enjoy award-winning oysters and seafood, delicious steaks, pastas, sandwiches, salads, and so much more in a unique, polished casual dining experience. Half-Shell Oyster House is located at 115 Laurel Park Cove, Suite 105, Flowood, Mississippi 39232. Or you can give them a call at 769-257-7586. And hey, tell them Sonya sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonya and welcome back to She Say Sports. Today we are back with our other segment, Legends of the Sipp, and I have my co-host with me, Brian Wanky Adams. Rod is not with us again today because he is covering the Final Four, so hopefully we'll all be together soon on our next episode. But we have a Mississippi legend. Not only is he a Mississippi legend, he's a Jacktown legend. This is my homie, JPS, Murrah High School, James Hollywood Robinson. What's up?
What's going on? What's going on, homegirl? How you
Hey,
doing?
you know, I'm around, but you know, Murrah was our sister school, so I'm gonna have to let you go. I love y'all. I love Murrah, so it's so good to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Man, it's nice to be on the show. Nice to be on the show. Even though, like you said, you're around, we'll let that slide.
Don't start. Don't even do it. You know, I was telling Wanky and Mahmood a few weeks ago when I saw you at the camp. I was like, that was my first time seeing James since Cancun 1998.
Ooh, that's the dang.
Baby.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. But tell Wanky, because Wanky was a little boy, tell him how much fun we used to have in Cancun, man. Oh my gosh.
Hey, we're gonna let that stay in the past. We're gonna keep that to us.
I had clean fun. I don't know what James was doing down there, but we had a ball. We really did. So James, you know, I ask everybody that comes on the show, and I'm gonna ask you as well, when did you first fall in love with the game?
Ooh, I would say in the 9th grade. I really fell in love with the game. That's when I watched Murrah. They went 41-1 that year, and they won the state.
Wow.
And my sister was on the girls team, and I had a chance to travel with the team. So that's when I really start watching guys, start paying attention, and the details of the game.
Right.
So that's really when I really started paying attention and fell in love with the game.
And Coach Jordan, he was there at that time as well, too, right? Was he?
Yeah, he was the coach.
Okay.
Yep.
So fast forward to Murrah, and you are named Mr. Basketball. You were on the McDonald's All-American team with Shaq, Allen Houston, Kenny Anderson, Jim Jackson. You also played with a future NBA player, Lindsey Hunter. Did you guys ever talk about making it to the league when y'all were in high school? Was that even a thought on your mind at that time?
Or not really, because you heard it so much that you was going to the league.
So you did hear that. You heard people saying,
oh yeah, you definitely heard it all the time. You heard it all the time. The thing was, you just had to stay on the narrow path, make sure that you got your grades, and make sure that you didn't get in trouble and stuff like that, because it was pretty much set for us. Because I'm pretty sure, when I was in 11th grade, I was 90% sure that I was going to the league.
Wow. And
Not
then
being
both,
conceited, not being
right.
arrogant or nothing like that, but I just believed in myself
Right.
to get to the league then.
Y'all were amazing. How did you even get the nickname Hollywood? Who gave you that nickname? I've always wondered that. Did you give
Dick
yourself that?
Vitale gave me that name.
Who?
Dick Vitale.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Dickie V gave me that in the McDonald's All-American game. I had my
Wow.
shades on. I thought I was cool with a suit on. He said, "You belong in Hollywood." That's what I'm gonna call Hollywood.
I love it. I did not know that.
Yep.
And well
And it
wishes to
stuck with
Dick.
me ever since.
Wow. Well wishes to Dick as well. You know, he's been healing from cancer and stuff. So I'm really glad he's doing better. I never knew that.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh yeah. I
That
hope
is
he gets better
awesome.
too. Oh, Dickie V.
Yeah. Oh, that is great. Did you want to
Yeah.
interject?
So, hey, James, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Wayne? What's going on, baby?
Man, nothing much, man. Hey, quick question: Was Ryan Lothridge on that team, y'all? That faced Mahmoud? I think was it in the championship?
Yeah, he was on that team. At the
Okay,
time,
so
Ryan was a little skinny. Ryan was probably like 5'11", real skinny, and
well,
coached just like Ryan Lothridge. And I'm gonna tell
well,
you a story about Ryan. Ryan he could play, and he was
yeah,
awkward because he was left-handed. And Ryan used to joke all the time. But when I went off to Alabama and came back, Ryan
yeah,
grew like 4 inches, and he took his game and started taking it serious. And Ryan was like a beast, man. He was a totally different dude when I came back.
yeah,
And Coach Jordan didn't play that either, Wayne. You know, Coach Jordan wasn't playing that. You had to get your
yeah,
stuff together, man, with him.
yeah. And what makes that amazing is people don't understand when you look back, just that game alone. I don't know if it was the South State Championship or the state championship. You got yourself, Mahmoud, Lindsey Hunter, and Ryan Lothridge. All four of y'all made it to the NBA. It was 4 NBA players in the building at that time, and nobody knew that, everybody would make it to the NBA, man. That right there alone, man, that's history that, people need to talk about. And man, just, the games with you and Mahmoud and sell out crowds and stuff like that, man. They said they couldn't even get in the building, man, when y'all were playing. So they had to move the games to Jackson State, right?
Yeah, you sure right. The South State, it was at Jackson State, man. We had the whole arena pack, not just the arena pack. We had the floor pack. Like running
Wow.
to just get to the floor, you had to like open up the crowd, man. When the crowd opened up and they pat you on the back, man, that was like one of like the third biggest feelings like I want this. The first one was like Lanier High School, and I played my first game. I had like 26 points. I had like 5 dunks. I did a first interview, and then I signed like my first 2 autographs. Oh my God, changed my life, bro. Changed my life. I said, I want this feeling. I want this.
Life changing, man. And make a long story short, I talked to Lindsey, and man, he told me a story that was so hilarious. I think he had picked up 2 quick fouls in one of those games, and they subbed the guy in. And he told the guy before he got in the game, look, bro, because he was going Mahmoud. He said, man, don't say nothing to that man. Don't say a word. Don't say nothing to him. And they say Lindsey said, as soon as the guy got out there, he tapped Mahmoud on the butt and said, what's up, All-American? I want to see it. And I think he hit him for about 12, 18 straight.
He sure did. And got subbed right out. His name was Andre.
Andre. What was his last name?
I can't remember. Davis. Andre Davis.
I think I remember him.
Yeah, he was all the point guard, man. He was quick, but hey, Mahmoud wasn't no joke though, man. He was unbelievable with that thing, man.
Yeah.
He was. He had it on a string. He was so like artwork when he played, man.
Yeah.
He painted a picture. It was nice to watch.
Great analogy. Great analogy. And just to think all 3 of y'all went in the first round. All 3 of y'all. That is, and like I told Brian and Mahmoud on the other show a few weeks ago, I was there. I saw all of that. I saw it high school, and I had never well, Mahmoud, I had never seen anybody handle the ball like him. That he was the first one, and then you and Lindsay, and it was just like, this is crazy. I mean, it was just like, I been a Michael Jordan girl since I was 12. So y'all was like Michael Jordan and Jackson. It was bananas. It was
Right.
bananas. It was
Right.
just wow. So I don't know. So James, your first year you was redshirted at Alabama. However, you came off the bench and became the first top scoring freshman for the Tide since 1953. How exciting was that for you to break that record? I mean, 1953, that was 40 years later.
You you know what? At the time, because you striving to like, be great or be good. You don't
Right.
really think you don't think about that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You just think about, like, being the best you can. Because at that time, I was, how can I say it? Not arrogant, but I believed in me.
You was
I
very
believed,
confident.
yeah,
Mhm.
I had the confidence. I knew I could score, and I knew nobody could check me. Because I couldn't check myself. That's how I believed in me.
Right.
I
The
love it.
only problem I had, I didn't for Wimp Sanders playing in Alabama. That's why I came off the bench. They must say I ain't playing enough defense. That killed me right there. But I
Yeah.
couldn't play. I had to save it for offense because we had some scores, but we didn't have no good scores. That's why I was like, it was easy for me. The game came easy. As far as
Right.
scoring, that came easy for me.
Right. And I was going to ask you, when you chose Alabama, like, do you remember your top three schools? Well, Alabama and who else?
It was Alabama, Kentucky, and UNLV.
Oh wow.
I
Ooh,
visited
baby,
UNLV. That's when they had Larry Johnson,
yeah.
Stacey Augman, Greg Anthony, Anderson
Oh my
Hunt,
gosh.
and I almost signed with them. I
Why didn't you?
almost signed with them until my Coach Jordan, was like, "Hold on, man, I need you to come back to Alabama. Come, check Alabama out." And when I
Yeah.
came back to Alabama, this is how Alabama got me. I went to a football game. I forgot who they was playing. And at the football game, they brought me out at halftime, right? Just at the football game. And Eli Gold gets on the commentator and he says, Gary Wake gets the ball, pass it down to Robert Ory. Robert Ory kicks it out to James Hollywood Robinson. James Hollywood shoots a three, he scores, we win the game. And man, it was, at that time we had about 85,000, fans. All all of them went there. Some people went concession stand, but it was a good 40,000, man. When they screamed and yelled, I
Yeah.
was
It was a
like,
wrap.
"Ooh, this it, baby! I'm going to Alabama."
Oh my
James,
goodness.
if you had went to UNF, oh my gosh. I don't know. And you was balling now with the Tide, but I'm saying just the thought, because they was so freaking hot and it was
Oh yeah.
amazing to watch them play. It was
Oh
It
yeah.
amazing.
was, and
Yeah.
they played out my type of basketball too, that
Yeah,
run and gun.
Right.
But they was pretty much stacked, man. I think I made the right choice for me.
yeah, you did. I
Yeah.
think so too.
From my understanding, from a recruiting standpoint, um, because we've talked before, you and Mahmoud was the first two guys to have John Thompson and Jerry Tarkanian come to Jackson and stuff like that to watch you guys play. And man, I can't thank y'all enough, because
Yeah.
you guys, paved the way for players like me and guys, in my era and behind me, you know what I'm saying? Because man, I would say from 1987 to 2005 in the state of Mississippi, man, you could have got whatever you wanted out of the state, man. It was ridiculous. Like the talent for 18 years straight was just insane, man. You know?
It was. It definitely was, because at that time the game changed a little bit. I ain't gonna say the guys are soft or nothing like that.
Yeah.
At that time, we didn't have as much as these guys have now. So when we
Right.
had our group together, we worked together. We got up, played basketball together. We worked out together. So it was a group thing to help each other. Now
Right.
they got their own personal trainer. I ain't got to work out with you if I don't feel like it.
Right.
That type of stuff. So the game changed a little bit. And
Right.
then we weren't scared of competition. Like
Right.
if they
Exactly.
had somebody at Provine that was good, I'm coming to see you, player.
Yeah.
I loved it. Why you got to call out my school though?
No, I'm just saying.
Why you couldn't say Lanier?
Because y'all
Why-
had good players. Y'all had
We
good
did.
players over there now.
Now, you know what? I'm glad you said that because Wanky doesn't know who this is, but he played at Provine and he transferred to Murrah. Ralph Malone. Tell him how cold that baby. I'm trying to tell you, Wanky.
He was cold.
So cold with it. He's
Man,
coming on this
hey.
show. Tell him Hollywood.
Hey, Ralph Malone was before his time, man. In junior
Way
high
before
school,
his time.
Yeah.
man, I'm telling you, in junior high school, this is
He was
no
at
joke.
Blackburn, yeah, and Powell.
Yeah, then he went to Powell. Yeah, well, he went to Hardy first, but
Yeah.
in junior high school, right? Then he
He went
transferred
to Blackburn first, then he transferred to Powell.
Powell. That's right.
Mhm.
But he was kind of like, you know how you used to hear about like Mahmoud and all that when you grew up. You heard about Ralph like
He
that in
was that
junior high
dude.
school. Because Ralph game was unbelievable in junior high school, man.
Wow.
Oh my God.
He was crazy.
Wow.
Oh, he had a jump shot in junior high.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, that's what I'm saying. In junior high, everybody was, lay that thing up. Everybody was, was quick, but Ralph had a jump shot, man.
He had a
He was
jump.
cold with it,
Yeah,
Wanky.
he was the truth, man.
He was the truth. He got to come on this show. I'm telling you, he was bad.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, we'll love to have him on, man. Let me ask you this. At what point at Alabama did you decide, hey man, this is gonna be my last year? Did you get any feelers, or like coach came to you and say, hey man, I don't think you need to come back, man. This is it.
I mean, afterwards they did, but after I played my last game in Alabama, I was like frustrated, but I knew I was gonna get drafted in the first round. So at that time, I was like, man, I'm done. I made like 2 days after.
Yeah.
So man, I'm done. I'm out of here.
Wow.
They didn't try to stop me. They didn't, because they knew I did what I was supposed to do. I came in, played. We went to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row. So, hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that junior year, that was an outstanding year for you. Your scoring average was the highest at Alabama since Buck Johnson's 20.7 in 1986. So you had you was breaking records. Like you said, you did your job. Y'all went to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row, and it was time for you to roll out.
Yeah, it was. And I helped them, I just didn't leave. I helped them get Antonio McDyess. I brought him in.
Really? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Mo Williams. I helped them get Mo. I ain't just banned them,
Yeah.
I did my thing too.
Right. Hey, look, you gave back, man. And,
you gave back.
Yeah, you gave back. So, yeah.
And so in 2018, you were named SEC Basketball Legend of the Year with the Tide. How was that honor for you after all of these years later?
Man, that felt good. And then that made me, now I can answer your question about, you said, what was I thinking as a rookie? I mean, as a freshman, and when I, broke out that record, when I sit down and they announced all that stuff, and you sit back and you look up at the screen and you start thinking, be like, dang, I did all that, man.
Yeah.
Man,
wow.
That's man. Then you really, because you sometimes you look at your career, but you really don't, look at your career.
You're not grasping it at that time.
Right. And then people start bringing it up, and then you got the brochure, and you be like, oh, damn, I did that. I'm serious, because you don't really, you don't really think about it like that. Then you be like, And then, you start really like looking at it like, damn, this is my best game. This is what I did. Oh, damn. And then it start bringing back memories, but you don't sit up and think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that. But it felt great to be acknowledged like that and to still be recognized by people. So it felt good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's definitely a gift, and everybody does not have that gift. I'm one of those somebodies. I'm almost 6 feet, but I can't play basketball at all. So love it, but just can't play. So it's a blessing. Wayne?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna take it back to the NBA. Going into your rookie year, man, that process. I'm sure you was invited to the pre-draft camp in Chicago. Did you think that? I know you went a little bit, man, later, like late first round. You still went first round. Did you think you was gonna go earlier than you went, or what was the buzz behind that?
Yeah, I actually thought I was going. That's a funny story. I actually thought I was going to go anywhere from 12 through 17.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I got like, we had a NBA draft party in Jackson. Uh, Lindsay went to the draft. I didn't go to the draft. So I had like a party. And I got calls from Detroit, uh, Seattle, Utah, and the Clippers, and there was one more other team said they was gonna take me. You know how they get pump you up, and then you get a
Mhm.
phone call. They start asking you questions and blah blah blah. And they said, "Oh, okay, we're gonna take you." I got that 4 times before Portland called and said, "We're gonna take you with the draft." At that time, I had tears running down my eyes. It was like,
Right.
man, I done heard this enough. But them tears still rolled down my eyes, but it was joyful tears when I heard my
Yeah,
name being called.
Right.
That was like
Yeah.
one of the
that's an amazing
greatest
feeling.
feelings, man.
Yeah.
Like
You
I
know.
was there. I made it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was like I
Wow,
was stamped.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
And both of you all went first round and was high school teammates, man. That I don't even know how often
That's
that has happened
crazy.
in the NBA. Two high school teammates to go in the first round. But man, that was amazing. Especially you was the man. On the team, and then Lindsay was, under the radar and things of that nature. He still made it to the first round, man. It's just, that gave guys like myself and people behind me something to look forward to. Like, man, these guys from Mississippi, they made it. So, we can make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, y'all just don't understand how often people talk about y'all and respect,
Yeah.
the things that you've done, as far as your career. And I'm just elated, you know what I'm saying, to have a relationship with you, man, because you was always that dude to me,
Yeah.
Right, right. But just like you said that, you said both of y'all went in the first round, y'all was teammates. You don't really think about that until you just said that. You know what I
It's
mean?
crazy, James.
Huh?
It's crazy. I mean, when both of y'all went in the first round, because we were watching, I was at my family's house and we were screaming, and I was like, they both. I mean, we could not. It was just like bananas. I knew you were going. I knew both of y'all were going, but it was just for both of y'all. So tell me this: when y'all first played against each other in the NBA, how was that feeling seeing Lindsay on another team? What was that like for you? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was, cause he came and picked me up, and then when he came to Portland, we picked each other up and went out to dinner and stuff like that. So it was like
Yeah.
we didn't really talk about like we made it, but you can
You could feel
feel
it.
it amongst each other without
Right.
saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Not showing
Right.
off what you got, none of that. It's just like,
Right.
or you make, stories like, man, let me tell you what Clyde did, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, ooh, wait.
You did play with Clyde Drexler. That's my dude. How was that?
Huh?
How was it playing with Clyde? What did you
It
learn?
was the first year, it was it was it was exciting because I made it to the league. It wasn't all about playing time and nothing like that.
Right.
It was just I made it, and just sitting there watching him being like ooh and ah, the moves he made and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But who really took me under their wings was Terry Porter. I went and bought out 5 cars or something like that, and he made me take all them, like 4 of them back. Like,
Wow.
man, you don't need to be buying all that stuff. He was just showing me the ins and out and how
That's
to
good.
last, and what to say and how to say it, and just how you should carry yourself. This how much
Hey,
rest you need. So it was a good transition for me to be on a veteran team for me.
your name Hollywood. You supposed to have 5 cars.
Mm-mm. Honey, he would have just been Wood today had he not listened to Terry Porter. I'm glad. I'm glad you listened to Terry. It took them because we'd have been like, "What's up, Wood?" And we
But
glad
see,
you
Right
listened
about
to
that.
Huh?
that's the type of stuff that should be educated
Exactly.
to these kids, you know what I'm saying? Because they always see the end product. They don't see the work that you have to put in to get those 4 and 5 cars. But, a guy like yourself can, grab a young cat and be like, hey man, hey, I can't tell you, what to do with your money or whatever, but 4 and 5 cars at one time, you can't drive one of them, man. That ain't it.
Right.
Yeah.
Take that money, invest it in something else.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we're full circle now. Now, you know, you didn't go with the Rebels years ago, but now you're back in Vegas. You're the head coach of the Vegas Ballers of TBL. How did that opportunity come about for you?
Uh, I worked with Jerome Williams was the owner of the team, and we
Okay.
have a retired players association here in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the president, and I'm the vice president of it. So
Okay.
when he got the team, he just came to me and asked me, did I, want to coach? And then I, work with Ice Cube Big Three. So I do a
Okay.
little training with the kids. So I had the experience, not just because I'm played, but
Right.
just setting up, teams and stuff like that. So when it came about, I jumped at it. It was like no hesitation, no thinking about it. The thing about it is these guys, the game changed. It's
A lot.
more entertaining now. It ain't
Right.
like, I need a basket. The game is more like who can hit the most threes. It ain't about
Exactly.
let's work together. They don't even run fast breaks too much.
And I hate that.
So it
I
makes
miss
it a little
old
frustrating,
school.
but
I miss old school
it's still
basketball.
basketball.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So how does it feel to be able to pour into these players now what your coaches poured into you and what you perfected through the years? How does that feel?
Uh it it feels good, but you have to word it differently now. You can't really, scream and cuss because and that ain't always effective.
Right.
Even when I was coming up, for me, even though I had coaches scream and stuff, but if you explained it better, I think, you can cope better. So by coaching and explaining it to them and not, yelling all the time. And, even when you take them out and you're angry, I'm taking you out, explain it to you. Tell you 1 or 2 times, but I put you back in and you do it again. I'm like the coach now. I ain't finna scream. I ain't finna sit down, man. That's just
Right.
it. We finna move on. So, it's a learning experience, but it's how you translate it to these guys now.
So you're saying Bobby Knight version would not work for these kids now?
Man, Bobby Knight will be getting beat up every day around here, man. These kids don't play that. Hey, you seen what happened to my teammate Spreewell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These kids
I
ain't having that
remember.
these days. Hell no. You can't even say nothing bad about them on social media.
Man, I'm telling you, they coming for your head.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they coming
God.
for you. And then they mama them coming for you.
Yeah,
Right.
it's different. You're right. It's a
Yeah.
different generation. They're different now.
Yeah.
So it's just how you word it and how you explain it to the kids. That's
Right.
what it is.
Well,
That's what's
Just
up.
got to have a little patience, but your patience run out. Because they
Right.
try you. They keep doing the same stuff over and over and over.
Mhm.
right. So you also played with Minnesota, man. What was it like playing with KG?
Ooh, that was a different beast there, man. When I say
Yeah.
different beast, he was more a defensive player. He can score
Yeah.
now. Don't get me wrong, a
Mhm.
score, but his mentality, man, his drive, his
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to push people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was Kevin Garnett. He was like when I say a great teammate, man, he was a great teammate off the floor and on the floor, man.
Yeah.
I played with some guys that was good on the floor, but off the floor they was buttholes. He
Yeah.
was good on the floor and off the floor, man.
Right. And you could
He was a beast, man. He was one of the best teammates I ever had on the floor and
Wow.
off the floor.
That
and
says
you
a
had
lot.
him and you played with him when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? Maybe what 24, 25. Could you see the
Because I
greatness?
played with him, 2 years. I played with him the first year they drafted Stephon
Oh, okay.
Marbury.
Mhm.
So they played together that first year, boy. That was something else. Them two male dogs, boy. Ooh.
Yeah.
That-
Two
that-
alpha males. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough basketball on that. And then I
Yeah.
came back when Google Allen was on the team and we made a run to the playoffs. But
Yeah.
like I say, Kevin, he was a beast.
Yeah.
Man. He was a
I
beast.
got you.
He was a beast, man. Ooh. Yeah.
He is definitely one of my favorite players. I'm a Bulls fan since I was 5, but I love KG. I love his spirit. I love him, Paul Pierce and Ray Allen's relationship. I wasn't even a Boston fan, but that's the East. But I cheered for them just because KG was on that team.
Right.
And yeah, when they won that championship in '08. So
You know, I play in the era where, we don't, sugarcoat and all that. A couple of one of them names we called, we don't even speak to this day. We don't even get
Yeah.
along.
it better not be Jesus Shuttleworth. I know that. It better not be Jesus Shuttleworth. Look at him. Oh no,
Man,
it's Jesus.
hey,
If we walked in the gym right now and the big three, I look at him, look at me, it's just like that. Like now these mother buddy and all that. Hey man, get away
I
from
hate
me, man.
that.
Don't even start that front stuff. Get away from here.
And you know
You
what?
know.
Now I'm like that too, James. I don't play games. When I know you don't like me, I mean I'm cordial, but keep it pushing. Let's not play games. I agree.
Exactly. Exactly.
I totally agree. So, well,
man.
James, what you say? Wait,
Well,
what?
I had one more
Go
question.
ahead.
I know you brought up the Bulls, and man, Michael Jordan. I had a chance to. I think it's only been like 3 or 4 players to be invited to the Michael Jordan camp from Mississippi. I think it was me, Lindsey, Gerard Ward, and one of my other college teammates, Walter Harper. And I know when I'm usually not in all people when I meet them or whatever, but I know, man, when I was invited to the camp, and when I first saw him, and when that first elbow to my rib cage, that's when I knew, man, like, man, this dude, he ain't like us. Like, he from another planet.
Yeah.
Man, what was it like guarding him in his prime? Like, when I was at camp, I went twice. I got invited twice when they beat Utah. So I saw the 35-year-old Jordan. You might have saw the 28, 29, 30-year-old Jordan. Man, what was it like just, when you first played against him and you saw he had them Jordans on, that's when you knew it's real.
Yeah, it was like that when you first come out there, it's like ooh and ah. But before the tip up, you looking around and all that. But once they throw the ball up, he put on his shoes just like me, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go out to him because it ain't no more ooh and ah now. Because I'm trying to get a check just like he trying to get a check. So
Right.
He trying to be think it's serious. You don't think like that when you out there playing.
Right.
Only thing different about him, and guys like that, they can shoot the ball whenever they want to.
Right.
Yeah, but they want to.
You out your game because you start jacking it up. You start messing your team chemistry up.
Right.
Yeah. Sit down, dog. That's the advantage that they have on you. And they can tell you coming to, hey Wayne, I'm finna shoot the next 3 shots. Hey Wayne, I bet you can't do it. Hey Wayne, I'm finna, and that's the game. And they get the ball. Man, I bet you, and the bam, come in. What you gonna do? Go back on defense? Right. And he put his shirt up. I told you, little young, cussing you out. You can't guard me, man. Come back down. Hey, come on back. Get back. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. And you feed into it. If you feed into it, you're gonna sit your butt down.
Right.
You just going back down like Cliff and them used to do when Jordan hit them shots. And all Cliff and them could do was like, okay, because you come down there, jack it up, Cliff. Better sit down, boy.
Better sit down.
Wow.
Yeah, but all them guys like that now it's some moves now. It's some moves I get you not now. You sitting on the bench and you see him doing the moves. You're not supposed to be like, you're supposed to just look. Some of the moves you be like, ooh. You see that? And look, you talking to the other guy. Did you just see that, man? Oh my goodness! Did you just see that?
That's why y'all be covering y'all. No, y'all be talking.
Yeah, because you don't want your coach seeing you just move like, oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Be still. Oh my God, he just bumped on his foot, man. So you had plenty of moves like that. Not just Jordan, but Jordan was good like that. You had AI at the time. He was doing his thing. Mitch Richmond was doing his thing. Cool. You even had Chris Mullins was shooting the peel off that thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the quick release. Yeah.
Chris
so
Mullins.
And then you had Tim Hardaway with that crossover.
Right.
Oh, it was so quick.
Yeah.
Oh, so quick, man. So you had some guys that they don't, and I'm naming those guys because they get to shoot the ball whenever they want to.
Right.
You can't compete with that when you're a role player.
Right.
So you just play your role. Hey, I hear you talking. I'm gonna play my role so I can keep getting my check, dog. I don't care what you say.
That's right. Now that's the truth, Ruth. I agree with that. That's awesome. Well, James, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. However, before I let you go, we play a game that we call You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. And what that is, it's a way for me and the listeners to get to know the guests better. I'll ask you a few questions and you choose the one that best fits you. No answer is wrong or right. It's just the one that best fits you, okay? Would you rather pause time or rewind time?
Pause.
You'd rather pause time. Why?
Because what's in the past is what's in the past. My
Mhm.
past, I don't have nothing to regret.
I love it. That's good.
Nothing to regret in my past. I wasn't going to go back and change nothing.
That's great. Do you prefer predictability or excitement?
Excitement.
Of course, Hollywood.
You know it.
If you
know
have predictability, I'm like, what? so, so Easter is coming up, and we're about to, eat good after church. Would you like pound cakes or pecan pies?
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Wanky, did you want to get in on this?
Huh?
Nah, I'm good.
Wanky, look, I'm gonna tell you about your boy. You prefer success or happiness? And I know sometimes they can go hand in hand, but sometimes they don't.
Happiness.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, about to laugh. Well, no, I'm not gonna ask that yet. These are some restaurants in Vegas, and one of them is my favorite. You prefer Caviar Bar or Capitol Grill? I love
Capitol Grill.
That's my favorite. Oh my God.
Is it?
Oh, I love when I go to Vegas, that's where I go. As far as actresses, this with your boy, he is so funny. You prefer Sanaa Lathan or Nia Long? Look at Wanky.
Nia Long.
Nia Long. What's one of your favorite movies with her? Best Man.
No.
Friday.
Friday.
I knew because that's when she was kind of introduced to us, right? She was introduced to the world with Friday. I think.
Hey, and them legs, hell yeah!
I thought it was boys in the hood.
You right, Boys in the Hood, Wayne. Yep.
Yeah.
Friday
Yeah, it was.
Movie.
You right.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. You right. You right.
You right.
Boys in the Hood. But she was in Friday too.
Yep, she was in Friday too. Yeah. Ice Cube, he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. On Friday, they showed them legs. Hell yeah, she was walking down the street, dog. Don't get it confused now. Yeah, that's Friday too now.
He said, yeah. Wood. Excuse me.
Don't get choked over there.
I need some water. When you were younger, which one did you prefer, Good Times or Sanford and Son?
Sanford and Son. I like
Good
jokes.
Good Times was depressing.
Sometimes it was, but it was some good messages.
Right.
It was some great. I'm watching Good Times is down. Good Times is on my TV downstairs right now. I watch it every Saturday on TV One. I know what you're saying. It had depressing, but like you said, it had a lot of great storylines and good messages. It really did.
Right.
Y'all finna laugh. Will Smith or Chris Rock?
Will Smith, because Chris Rock ain't really in no movies. He tells jokes. I like Will Smith.
Will Smith, gotcha. And last but not least, did you enjoy playing the attorneys in Jackson in the Coliseum or playing in college?
At the Coliseum in Jackson. That's your youth. You remember your youth more.
Yes, that was a whole different animal then, man. That's when ball was ball. I mean, it was an amazing time. James, thank you so much for joining us today. Tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media and tell us how they can follow Vegas Ballers or get information on your schedule of your games.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at hwood2631.
Hwood.
And Vegas Ballers is at Vegas Ballers.
Okay.
On Twitter and Instagram.
Great. And Wank, tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media and also get information on Driven Elite Basketball Academy.
On Instagram is Driven Elite Basketball Academy, and Twitter is The Elite B-Ball. So that's how they can, find me on those platforms, and maybe get some training and maybe find the next Hollywood.
Absolutely.
You never know.
You never know.
Never
And
know.
guys, you can follow me at She Say Sports on Facebook, She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, at She Say 23 on Twitter, and please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well, until next time, this is Sonia and Wank with She Say Sports.
Bye, man.